Hello, everybody. It's the American Doofus Show. I'm your host, Barry Welsh. We're going live Saturday night in Louisville. Also, going to be keeping an eye on Portland. There was a Proud Boys rally in Portland today. They've been drinking beer all afternoon, partying, and preparing for a standoff with Black Lives Matter and Antifa, or as they're calling themselves, the anti-Nazi coalition. So what we're watching now is downtown Louisville. There's a 9 p.m. curfew in Louisville, and you'll see some flags upside down. I wonder where you've seen that before. There is a curfew in Louisville for 9 p.m. Half of the protesters, roughly, are at the park at 6th and Jefferson. The other half have split off here and are trying to get to the church, the First Unitarian Church, for sanctuary before 9 p.m. And if they would have all stayed at the square, yes, they might have all been arrested, but they might have had enough to deter the police from doing anything to anybody. And this is just my opinion. I'm not telling anybody how to protest or anything like that, but there is strength in numbers. And we'll just have to see. Time will tell as how things play out. We're currently watching the live stream of Maxwell Mitchell from Louisville, Kentucky, one of the 502 live streamers. We'll also be seeing feeds from Riot Heart, who was in jail 2 nights ago, just about got put in jail last night and is back out here again tonight. And we'll also see Jason Downey. Those are the 3 502 live streamers. We may see Antonio T. Made Taylor. I'm not sure if he's out. And again, we're going to be keeping an eye on Portland, where there's the potential for Proud Boys and BLM and Antifa to get together, which I don't, after an afternoon of drinking, is not going to be a good thing. And we'll see what happens here in Louisville. And now we'll go to, again, it's the American Doofus Show. It's a special live edition. And we're watching footage from Maxwell Mitchell, 502 live streamer. Let's listen in.
Protest. I don't know if they're passing it up or turning right. It looks like they are turning right. Are you having a safe night? Right. We'll see it. LMPD is coming in behind the protest. I don't know if they're coming toward the protesters that are walking down 6th Street, but they are stopping there on Broadway. Sorry about that. As you see, LMPD is stopping there on Broadway. I'm not going to assume any plans here, but it does look like they are really strongly enforcing that curfew. It seems to be boxing anyone in, it seems, past Broadway. I don't. Tonight I am alone.
Maxwell, you know the rules. You're not supposed to be out there by yourself, man. Thanks for joining us, those of you watching. It's the American Doofus Show Live. I'm going to be keeping an eye on protests in Louisville and Portland tonight. We are watching Louisville at the moment. Maxwell Mitchell, live streamer. My hope, as always, is that this is all there is. They just line up and stare at each other. But as you can see, the police are forming to do something. And we seem to have, Maxwell seems to have frozen or possibly dropped his live.
Filter on my gas mask popped off. Gas mask should work fine without the extra filter. It's just extra protection.
Okay, this is Riot Heart from Riot Heart Media, Louisville, Kentucky. This is his footage. They have made it to the church on 4th Street. It's the First Unitarian Church.
Everybody get on the property. We gotta get on the property.
They-
We got sanctuary.
And they've got to be on the property in order to have sanctuary.
Yeah, everybody get on the property. There you go. Keep going. Keep going. Excuse me. Yeah, keep going. Keep going. Everybody keep going. KSP's at the park. Is that what I'm hearing?
I'm trying to find a streamer at the park.
Got News doing some interviews. Alright. I'm gonna set my camera down for a second. I gotta tie my shoe. Then we're gonna hang out here at Sanctuary for a little bit. Follow me, that's what y'all do. It's actually probably a pretty cool shot there with the people walking past. We ready, we ready, we ready. Look at this. Already got the food set up. We got brain freeze out here. Cons for a cause. They come out to the square, provide ice cream, slushies, shaved ice, sometimes food on a regular basis. I believe it's a non-profit as well. That's why it's Cones for a Cause. Everybody's slowly getting onto property where LMPD does not have the right to arrest. So now that people are getting to safety, I'm gonna go back and check out what PD's doing. This right here, right about up here is where there was a flashlight that was spotting us and flashing us last night. And I think that's about where the golf balls came from too, here at the 800 building. Like I said last night, there's not a story today about someone being evicted from that building. There wasn't any local news outlets that covered it. It probably didn't happen, and something is fucking wrong. How you doing, bud?
Good, man. You good?
Yes, sir. All right, now it's on PD at the moment. No sign of PD at the moment. All right, we're gonna post up right here, watch out for PD and smoke cigarettes.
Do you know what road this is?
York. Yep. I believe it's York.
Like basically, or is that
Oh. Yeah. Yeah. York. Yeah, we're just kind of on PD watch right now, guys. So I'm just gonna kind of get you on this corner for a static shot.
They are not playing tonight. As you see, they are jumping out of all type of tanks, trucks, buses. They are ready for the protesters this evening. They are ready. They are ready.
This is Wave Media from Louisville, Kentucky.
It is best that everybody
Black-owned independent
get
media.
home and get home safely. This is crazy.
I mean, like, we all wrong. Why we gotta catch you? No, why we gotta catch you? We're all wrong.
Curfew usually is for kids to be inside in order to get their rest for school. curfews are often imposed in order to control populations. And what it does is it gives an excuse to detain. The only reason you need to detain somebody is if they're out after curfew. So that is what the adults of Louisville are dealing with at the moment. And whoa, I think that might have been some militia. This is not, this is Wave Media, but this is not Antonio Teammate Taylor. This is someone else with the camera that.
Behind the barricades. I know my view is messed up a little bit, but there's police behind barricades.
Okay.
Safe house. Right, how is it, church? Got you. Good. Good.
Okay, this is Maxwell Mitchell back live. Maxwell rides a bicycle. He's probably my favorite 502, hashtag 502 live streamer from Louisville. Simply because he rides a bike and you get different views. Riot Hard, who we also take clips from and direct you back to his pages to watch things in their entirety as we do all the 502 live streamers. Riot Heart kind of is argumentative and pays a lot of attention to his comments. Then there's Jason Downey, who is funny yet biting and sarcastic. He says he's 5'5", and I've seen him stand up to a lot of different people. Interesting group of live streamers in Louisville. Also watching to see if anything happens in Portland. Hopefully nothing happens anywhere.
Cut off on Broadway, cutting off 6th Street and Broadway, where protesters were walking to the Safe House, aka Unity Church. I did notice that more police were headed up Broadway, turning right on Broadway from 7th Street. Trying to cut off protesters from getting to the safe zone.
Again, I'm not telling anybody how to protest or anything like that, but I'm just going to give my opinion here. Strength in numbers. Yes, you want sanctuary. You don't want to be arrested, but I'm not sure what the purpose is to march to this church, other than you don't want to get arrested and you don't want to go home. I don't know what kind of statement it's making. I'm sure somebody will let me know, but I just, I don't know. They had a mass of people at the square at Jefferson Park, 6th and Jefferson, Breonna Taylor Park, Injustice Square, lots of different names for it. And Maxwell said he was heading back there once he made sure everyone was there safely at the church. I don't know if he'll be able to get back there or not.
Although many have made it to the safe zone, I'm quite curious what is happening at 6th and Broadway right now. I'm ready to go find out. Now, it's my guess, it's just police are still going through processing. Police are stretched surrounding the entrance into 6th Street past Broadway once again. The processing is almost complete as they are putting more people into this van that you see here. Interesting. processing portion, from what I've noticed, I mean, obviously depending on how many people are being arrested, can take from somewhere around 20 to 30 minutes before they move on to the next location or the next group, if you will. My only wonder is that, you know, there was a group that was marching to the safe house, yes. There was also a group that stayed back at Justice Square Park. I only wonder if that group of police that turned right on Broadway from 7th Street is now at Justice Square Park, going through the same group of arrests. They were not. My only assumption is because of curfew. I'm not sure.
Again, we're watching Maxwell Mitchell's live feed from Louisville. It's the American Doofus Show live edition.
Hey there. I'm okay.
Maxwell, Jason Downey, and Riot Heart are all three at the church, and no one is at the park, which is where most things are probably happening right now. So far in Portland, it's early, and nothing is going on there of consequence at the moment. Hopefully it stays that way. Proud Boys rally and Proud Boys supporters rally in Portland today. And they spent the afternoon in the park. This is, you know, I'm not being judgmental or anything. This is what, you know, they said they were going to do as I've been monitoring the streams.
Obviously that perimeter stopped that flame.
They were going to drink beer and get ready to party tonight. And there is a sizable force of
Do you mind holding this for a second?
counter protesters there.
Give me 1 second, everybody. I'm gonna get things locked up here.
So now all these people basically are trapped at this church, and eventually police will come down there and there'll be a negotiation to what exit route they can use to get home safely. And it is a safe way of protesting.
Was the night before Christmas, and all through the house, not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse.
Somebody has
Probably
Maxwell's
what
camera.
Maxwell probably sounds like when he does his lives. I'm not Maxwell, so I can't be.
There he is. That's Maxwell.
Thank you so much. So here we are at York Street and 4th at the Safe House. Now, we'll see, I am happy to see Aesthetics. She was with the group that did stay back in Justice Square Park. So, that being said, obviously she made it to the Safe House, so there must be others as well. But of course, that is an assumption. It is a question that bears warrants answers. Questions such as, the police did pull up there on Broadway, cutting 6th Street off, arresting those who were walking down. But what about those driving down? The thing is that what I read is you can be on the street if you're headed home, headed from work, emergency situation, of course, or what I was also told, religious situations too, religious reasons. But I'm not sure what the plan is. And obviously, the police can see from the cameras, from just mirroring faces, from I don't know what, who was out there walking from Justice Square Park. But as I read, police, I don't know, have arrested people for many different reasons, but I could never really say the real reason, because I don't know. But nonetheless, we've made it here to the safe zone.
My feeling is that I'm imagining most of the people at the safe zone have already been arrested once, and being arrested again would, well, it would, of course, exacerbate charges that have already been filed. And with COVID, with the amount of activity in Louisville, I don't know, their court system's probably backed up. And so the people, I'm guessing a lot of the people at the church, at the sanctuary that did not stay in the park, did so simply because they can't afford to be arrested a second time.
Currently no police presence here, but I guess there would be no need for police presence here.
I'm going to see if I can find out what's going on at the park. Last night, somebody from the 9th floor of this building was throwing golf balls off at and trying to hit protesters.
Oh, good. Pamela, what happened was a group of protesters left in Justice Square Park on their way to this current safe house you see here. And on the way, police came in and created a barrier, a perimeter, if you will, on Broadway, cutting off 6th Street, and just simply waiting for protesters to walk up to them for arrest. My only thought and reason they did this was because it was 4 minutes after curfew, and with 9:04 being the time that police did drive in and stop, making that perimeter on Broadway, cutting off 6th Street. Now, minutes after that, a line of police did turn right on Broadway from 7th Street, and they then drove up to 9th Street, turning right, I believe, and I assume they went back to Justice Square Park, but of course I just don't know. Obviously reading a comment earlier saying that there were no arrests at the park, and seeing some faces that I did see stayed in Justice Square Park, now here at the safe zone. Thank you, Sean. Currently, of course, we are here on 4th Street, and as you see in front of you, this is the safe zone here. Hi. What? Should I never put my bike up? Pardon me one second, there's a medical situation happening, a medical situation. Please, be right back. Situation has been neutralized. So for now, while we are at the safe house, I'm going to shut this live down for now and be here with everyone at the safe house, gather information on what is happening or what did happen there at the Justice Square Park. Once again, I'm going to shut this live down. I thank you all for staying live with me for now. I do get a strong feeling we'll be live again very soon.
Okay. Again, thank you all for watching. This is Riot Heart, and I think my phone lied to me. I think that I'm certain this was earlier. So I'm going to go ahead and shut this live off as well, since Maxwell's gone. Jason Downey is not going to be broadcasting. Some National Guard on the other side of the fence, guarding a parking garage.
122 protests today, if I'm not mistaken, or 118 plus 4, as some people are liking to refer, because we went back to day 1 on 118. We are currently marching away from the park to the sanctuary of First Unitarian. That has been a game plan the last several nights. They offer sanctuary. There's an archaic law that's been around basically since the existence of religion.
And that's Riot Heart. Again, you can follow him. No one is live at the moment, and it's really odd how this evening played out. I have a feeling something happened at the square, and I don't know why. Well, okay, it just dawned on me why they may not have wanted any cameras there. So I'm going to monitor what happens. Maxwell said he had a feeling he'd be back on. If Riot Heart comes back on, if there's more than one option, I'll come back on. Or if anything happens in Portland, I'll hop back on. But hopefully everyone stays safe. There are no injuries, and certainly no fatalities, and just no incidents at all. That's always the hope. It's the American Doofus Show. I'm your host, Barry Welsh. Don't be a doofus. Be back up soon.